Ask almost any outdoor driver, and they'll tell you a Subaru is forever. Great all-wheel drive, top safety scores, built for bad weather. I used to say the same thing, but once these cars cross about 100,000 miles, the story changes. Oil starts disappearing between changes. Continuously variable transmissions begin to shudder or slip. Interiors that looked rugged start fading, peeling, or getting sticky buttons way too soon. I've sold, driven, and worked on a lot of Subarus. Over and over, I've seen the same pattern in that 90K to 120K window. Oil consumption complaints, early CVT trouble, and owners staring at repair estimates in the thousands. And it's not just shop talk. Look at dependability data. Subaru trails the very top performers by a wide margin. In the latest J.D. Power numbers, leading brands like Lexus see nearly 30% fewer reported problems per 100 vehicles. Consumer Reports shows similar gaps when you compare Subaru models like the Forester against rivals in engine, transmission, and repair cost categories over recent model years. Here's what that means for your wallet. A high-mileage Subaru can stack costs fast. A worn CVT, component issues, or oil-related engine work can turn a smart winter car into a budget breaker. Because Subaru makes all-wheel drive standard, there's simply more hardware to maintain, and more that can go wrong once the miles add up. Most people don't buy a Subaru to flip it early, they buy it to keep. That's why the reliability drop matters. If the car you counted on starts nickel and diming, or thousandsing you halfway through ownership, is it really the long-term value it's marketed to be? Good news, there are brands that deliver the traction, comfort, and longevity Subaru promises, without the high-mileage drama. First up, the brand that sits at the top of the dependability charts and just keeps going, Lexus. Ready? Let's dive in. Think Lexus, and most people picture plush leather, polished wood, maybe a fancy badge in the driveway. But here's the truth. Beyond the luxury, Lexus is engineered to outlast almost anything on the road today. I've watched 350S and ES 350S roll into my lot with 240,000 miles on their odometers, and they still glide like they've got half that. Original engines, original automatics, no warning lights, no drama. While high-mileage Subarus are burning oil or begging for a new CVT, these Lexuses just keep cruising. Need proof? The latest J.D. Power dependability study ranks Lexus number 1 industry-wide, about 150 problems per 100 vehicles. That's nearly 30% fewer issues than Subaru and miles ahead of German luxury rivals that spend more time in the shop than on the road. And it's not just mechanicals. Step into a 10-year-old or LS and you'll swear the cabin time-warped from the showroom. Leather still supple, wood trim still gleaming, every seat memory button working like day one. Compare that to a decade-old Outback with faded panels and cracked bolsters. There's no contest. Transmission? Lexus sticks with proven torque converter automatics that regularly sail past 200,000 miles. No CVT belts, no mysterious whines, no $5,000 replacements hanging over your head. Keep up with oil, fluids, and brake pads, and the car rewards you with year after year of worry-free miles. All of that translates to real savings. Fewer shop visits, longer part life, lower insurance risk. The luxury isn't just in the wood and leather. It's in the peace of mind of knowing tomorrow's commute won't start with a tow truck. So, if you want a vehicle that feels upscale today and still feels solid a decade from now, Lexus isn't merely the smarter luxury choice. It's the smarter choice, period. Next up, a brand that proves you don't need luxury badges, or big budgets, to rack up 250,000-mile odysseys. Let's talk about Honda. You've seen them everywhere. Civics humming along in commuter traffic, CR-Vs packed for weekend road trips, ancient Accords still doing DoorDash at midnight. There's a reason. Honda just doesn't quit. I've had Hondas roll through the lot, showing 250,000 miles. Engines smooth, transmissions tight, no warning lights flickering like a disco ball. Some look beat to pieces on the outside, sun-faded paint, torn seat fabric. But under the hood, rock solid. The maintenance checklist is almost boring. Oil, fluids, brake pads, drive. No exotic parts, no specialized mechanic, no wallet-crushing surprises. Yes, Honda uses CVTs in some models now. So does everyone. But theirs hold up far better than Subarus. I've seen Subarus begging for a new transmission at 90,000 miles, while a comparable Civic just keeps rolling. And if you need all-wheel drive, Honda's system in the CR-V and Passport handles 99% of real-world rain, snow, and gravel without the complex and failure-prone hardware tied to Subaru's CVT. The numbers back it up. Consumer Reports gives the CR-V higher marks than the Forester for engine reliability, transmission strength, and cost of repairs on every model year from 2017 through 2023. J.D. Power's owner satisfaction scores? Honda sits above Subaru in that critical 3 to 5 year window where most cars start showing their true colors. And here's the anecdotal proof that always gets me. Customers walk in with their third Honda, not because the last one died, but because after 250,000 miles, they're finally ready for something newer, often handing over a key that still starts every time. If you want a daily driver you'll barely think about, aside from routine oil changes and the occasional set of tires, Honda is it. No drama, no frantic searches for obscure parts, no check engine bingo at 120K. Just dependable transportation that turns fuel into miles with minimal fuss. Up next, a brand that brings the same low-maintenance attitude, but spices it up with a little driving excitement. Let's talk about Mazda. When people talk about reliability, Mazda rarely tops the list, mostly because they're too busy driving their Mazdas to brag about them. But behind that understated badge is a brand quietly doing two things almost no one else combines: longevity and driving joy. Here's the secret sauce. Mazda skips the complexity that sinks other brands. Most trims rely on simple, naturally aspirated Skyactiv engines paired with proven 6-speed automatics. No fragile CVT belts, no high-boost turbos begging for $1,000 injector jobs, no labyrinth of sensors waiting to throw mystery codes. Result? Mazda's cruise past 100,000 miles still feeling tight. No rattles, no weird shift flares, no fading plastics. I've driven Mazda 3s and CX-5s with 140K on the clock that felt fresher than brand new crossovers twice their price. The data? Consumer Reports slots Mazda in the top 3 for brand reliability 5 years running, often ahead of Subaru, and internal tallies show 40% fewer powertrain complaints on 2016 through 2022 model years. Real-world proof. A regular customer traded his 2015 CX-5 at 195,000 miles. Original transmission, no CEL history. Interior still squeak-free. He called it boring, then admitted it was the best car he'd ever owned. And here's what you don't stress about with Mazda. No CVT fear at 90,000 miles. No AD clutch pack drama. No secret service bulletins hiding $1,000 fixes. You keep up with oil, fluids, and filters, and Mazdas just reward you, mile after mile, with a steering feel that actually makes rush hour tolerable. So, if you crave a car that's equal parts dependable and downright enjoyable, Mazda proves you don't need a luxury badge or a giant repair fund to have both. Next up, a brand that layers Honda reliability under a luxury finish and still beats Subaru in the long game. Let's talk about Acura. Picture everything you like about Honda reliability. Now wrap it in quieter cabins, sharper styling, and tech that actually works 10 years later. That's Acura. Premium feel, blue-collar maintenance. The magic is simple. Acura borrows Honda's bulletproof engineering, then skips the pitfalls that haunt Subaru owners past 100K. No fragile CVTs dominating the lineup, no turbo overload on every trim, and no overcomplicated all-wheel drive systems throwing codes right after the warranty ends. Most Acuras run proven torque converter automatics, or Honda's well-tested dual clutch boxes. Translation? Way fewer transmission rebuild horror stories, and a lot more smooth miles. Need numbers? The 2024 J.D. Power Dependability Study slots Acura above Subaru with fewer problems per 100 vehicles. Repair PAL pegs average annual maintenance at about $500, over $100 less than Subaru's, and without the surprise 4-figure CVT swap hanging over your head. Owner satisfaction tracks the same. Models like the RDX and TL score higher than Subaru rivals in that critical 3 to 5 year window when real reliability reveals itself. And here's what I see on the lot. High-mileage Acuras glide in for routine services. Fluids, brakes, tires. High-mileage Subarus limp in with oil-soaked engines, CVTs on life support, and owners bracing for bad news. So, if you crave upscale comfort, tight handling, and a service bill that won't induce panic, Acura delivers. Luxury you can own, not just lease and flip before the warranties run out. Up next, we're flipping the script with a brand most people wrote off years ago, but one that now ranks among the very best for long-term dependability. Stay tuned for Buick. When I say Buick, most people picture grandma's couch on wheels, not a brand that outranks Subaru, Toyota, and even Lexus in dependability charts. But that's exactly what's happened, quietly, over the past decade. In J.D. Power's 2023 Vehicle Dependability Study, Buick landed number 2 overall, trailing only one brand and beating the usual reliability royals. Translation: fewer mechanical headaches, fewer warning lights, and way fewer surprise repair bills. Why so solid? Buick keeps it simple. No high-stress dual-motor AD gimmicks. No belt-driven CVT waiting to grenade at 90K. Just conservative, well-tuned powertrains, often naturally aspirated or mildly turbocharged, that happily loaf past 150,000 miles. And the cost of keeping one on the road? Repair. PalTag's average annual maintenance at around $580, a hair below Subaru's number. But here's the kicker. Buicks avoid the sudden $2,000 catastrophes, head gasket jobs, full CVT swaps that bite Subaru owners right after the warranty expires. I see it firsthand. Foresters limping in at 110K for complete transmission replacements, while comparable Encores and Envisions breeze through for a simple oil change. Older drivers love Buick for the peace and quiet, but the real win is peace of mind. Soft ride, hushed cabin, and a dashboard that isn't a Christmas tree of warning icons. Used car shoppers, pay attention, because the brand flies under the radar. Second-hand Buicks are undervalued. You can snag a low-mileage model for thousands less than a similarly spec'd Outback or Crosstrek, and likely spend less keeping it on the road. So, if you're hunting for a car that stays off the mechanic's lift, keeps insurance reasonable, and won't torch your savings in year 8, Buick might be the smartest sleeper pick on the market. Next, we'll wrap up the series by comparing these 5 brands head-to-head and showing you how to calculate the true 10-year cost before you sign anything. Stay tuned. Alright, 5 brands, hundreds of thousands of trouble-free miles. But which one actually saves you the most money over 10 years? Let's stack them up, and then talk about the hidden costs most drivers forget to factor in. Quick stack rank. Picture a simple on-screen bar chart as you narrate. Lexus, lowest repair frequency, highest resale value. Honda, cheapest parts, rock-bottom labor, great MPG. Mazda, near Honda, costs a fun-to-drive bonus. Acura, luxury comfort, still under $600 a year to maintain. Buick, bargain purchase prices plus unexpectedly solid reliability. All 5 crush Subaru once the odometer hits 6 digits. But Lexus and Honda usually win the math contest thanks to resale strength and minimal shop time. The real money pits. Insurance. Raise a $500 deductible to $1,000, and you can trim premiums 15 to 25%. Bundle home and auto, shop rates every 2 years, and never let a spotless driving record go undiscounted. Financing. Dealers sell low payments, not low prices. If you can't kill the loan in 48 months, it's too much car. And never ever roll negative equity into the next note. That's automotive quicksand. Extended warranties. Factory coverage already shields you for 3 to 5 years. Wait. Price third-party options later if you really need them. Dealership markups can double the cost. Depreciation. New rides lose 15 to 20% the moment you leave the lot. Certified pre-owned lets you dodge that cliff while keeping warranty safety nets. Remember, resale giants, Toyota, Lexus, Honda, let you reclaim more cash when you finally sell. EV reality. Check, great tech, but battery replacements can run $10,000 and insurance averages 20% higher. If you're planning to own past 100K, make sure the battery warranty and replacement path are crystal clear. The 10-year formula, annual maintenance insurance premiums loan, interest expected depreciation. That true cost to own. Run those numbers before you fall for a slick commercial or a zero-down banner. Spoiler, the brands we covered today almost always land thousands lower than a comparable Subaru once you crunch the decade-long totals. Closing CTA. So, before you sign, swipe, or hit Apply Now, ask one question. Will this car still feel easy at 200,000 miles? If the answer isn't a confident yes, walk away. Because your next vehicle should add freedom to your life, not invoices, tow trucks, and late-night Google searches. Want the full comparison spreadsheet or my dealership-tested maintenance checklist? Hit the links in the description, drop a comment with your mileage champ, and, of course, smash that subscribe button so you never miss the next money-saving breakdown. Drive smart, spend less, and remember, it's not what a car costs today. It's what it costs you over the next 10 years. First turn, tips into action. All right, brands compared, money pits exposed. Now let's make this practical. Here's a 5-step checklist you can run before you sign anything, whether it's a Lexus or a lightly used Buick. 2. 5-step smart buyer checklist. Run the 10-year math. Total up maintenance estimates, insurance, loan interest, and depreciation, not just the sticker. If you can't find decade-long cost data, move on. Transparency is step 1. Shop insurance first, not last. Get quotes on the exact VIN before you buy. Raise your deductible or bundle policies. The savings often cover your first year of maintenance. Keep financing under 48 months. If the payment only looks comfy at 72 or 84 months, it's too much car. Paying cash? Great. Still negotiate the price like you're financing. Plan your exit. Check 5-year resale trends. Lexus and Honda hold over 55% of value. Many others sink below 40%. Even if you think you'll drive it into the ground, strong resale protects you if life changes. Inspect before you insist. Used car? Always a pre-purchase inspection. $150 now can save $1,500 later. New car? Scan service bulletins and recall history so you know what might pop up down the road. 3. Quick reality reminders. Extended warranties? Wait until the factory coverage is nearly over. Electric dreams? Verify battery replacement cost and warranty length. And never fall for the monthly payment-only sales pitch. Focus on total out-the-door numbers. 4. Closing CTA. Want this checklist in printable form plus my personal maintenance spreadsheet? Hit the description link, snag the free download, and keep it in your glove box or your Google Drive. If today's breakdown saved you money, or a future headache, pound that like button, drop your high-mileage success story in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss another money-smart car guide. Drive smart, spend less, and remember, the best car isn't the one that looks new today. It's the one that still feels new 10 years from now. 1. Set the question. Gas prices rise. Headlines scream, "Go electric," and every dealership has a plug-in demo on the lot. But does an EV really save you money and stress after 100,000 miles? 2. Battery equals engine plus transmission. In one part, the battery pack is the heart and the drivetrain. When it goes, you're not swapping spark plugs. You're facing an $8,000 to $12,000 replacement on most mainstream models. That's why the warranty length and mileage cap matter more than trim level or 0 to 60 times. 3. Insurance and collision costs. Average EV insurance premiums run about 20% higher than comparable gas vehicles. Reason? More expensive parts, heavier curb weight, and specialized repair shops. Bundle smart, raise deductibles, and price insurance before you fall in love with that midnight blue hatch. 4. Charging truths. Level 2 home charger install, $800 to $1,500. Fast chargers on road trips, often priced higher per mile than regular gasoline. If most of your driving is local and you can charge at off-peak rates, EV wins. Long high-speed commutes or rural routes, gas may still be cheaper and simpler. 5. Resale values. So far, 5-year depreciation on early-gen EVs can hit 60% versus 40% for a Lexus hybrid. Until battery longevity data improves, resale on many electric models remains a wild card. 6th smart EV checklist battery. Warranty. Look for 8 years, 100K miles minimum, with clear replacement cost. Thermal management. Liquid-cooled packs age better than air-cooled packs. Dealer parts. Availability. Ask how many days a high-voltage part backorder takes. Some brands still struggle. Home charging. Math. Off-peak utility rate times annual kilowatt hours approximately equals true fuel bill. Exit strategy. Check 3-year resale trends on your exact model before committing. 7. Wrap up and bridge. Back to main series. Electric can be brilliant. Just don't assume it's automatically cheaper long-term. Run the same 10-year math we used for Lexus, Honda, Mazda, Acura, and Buick. Whichever powertrain you pick, the goal remains the same. Lowest cost, least stress, longest life. Links to my EV cost calculator and battery warranty tracker are in the description. Drive smart, spend less, and stay charged, or fueled, without draining your wallet. 1. Why a 30-day plan? Information is only powerful if you act on it. So let's turn everything we've learned, from Subaru's pitfalls to Lexus longevity, into a step-by-step game plan you can finish in the next 30 days. Second week 1. Research and shortlist. Day 1 to 2. List your must-haves. Budget, body style, or hybrid or gas. Day 3 to 4. Use reliability data, J.D. Power, Consumer Reports, to create a 4-car shortlist drawn from Lexus, Honda, Mazda, Acura, or Buick. Day 5 to 7. Pull rough 10-year cost numbers, maintenance averages, insurance quotes, and depreciation curves for each candidate. Third week 2. Financing and insurance preparation. Day 8 to 9. Check credit score, clean up any quick fixes. Day 10 to 11. Get pre-approval from a credit union, target less than 48-month terms. Day 12 to 14. Collect VIN-specific insurance quotes for every car on your shortlist. Compare deductibles and bundling options. Fourth week 3. Test drives and inspections. Day 15 to 18. Schedule back-to-back test drives. Pay attention to ride, ergonomics, and visibility, not just horsepower numbers. Day 19 to 20. Narrow to 2 finalists. Day 21. Book a professional pre-purchase inspection, even on certified pre-owned. Cost approximately $150. Savings can be thousands. Week 5, Week 4. Negotiate and close. Day 22 to 24. Check market prices with online listings and dealer inventory. No invoice and out-the-door targets. Day 25 to 26. Negotiate on total price, not monthly payment. Ask for a line item sheet to catch hidden add-ons. Day 27. Decline overpriced dealer warranties. If you want coverage, price third-party plans on your own. Day 28 to 29. Review the contract at home, overnight. No pressure desks, no signing fatigue. Day 30. Pick up the keys, confirm the VIN matches the paperwork, and drive away confident. 6th, post-purchase. First 90 days. Set maintenance reminders in your phone. Track fuel economy to catch early issues. Stash a copy of your 10-year cost spreadsheet, link in description, in cloud storage. It becomes your ownership roadmap. 7. Closing CTA. Follow this 30-day plan, and you'll join the drivers who rack up 200,000 miles without breaking a sweat, or the bank. Download the free checklist below, share your progress in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss a money-saving car guide. Drive smart, spend less, and enjoy every mile.